Okay, so you recently got sober. Now maybe you have a week, a month, 3 months, or 6 months. Why do you still feel miserable? You're getting sober. No more waking up hungover, no more lying, no more sneaking around, no more blue lights and handcuffs. Everybody says, hey, you should be proud of yourself. People at meetings, they clap for you. Friends and family, they're happy. They're proud of you. You're working steps, you made amends, and yet you feel like something's missing. You're just not feeling it. My name is Glenn. I'm a recovered alcoholic, and I drank for 40 plus years. And by the grace of God, I've been sober now for over 5,000 days. Everything I share is just my opinion, and it comes from my experience in recovery. So let's say that you're around 6 months sober. 6 months may seem like a long time to the outside world. But in recovery, it's early days. You're still a baby. Your body might be clean, but your brain is still adjusting. Dopamine levels, sleep, emotional regulation, all of that stuff is still being repaired. But even deeper than that, you're learning how to live without your escape. Before, you used substances to numb every uncomfortable feeling. I know, I did it. Stress, sadness, boredom, shame, fear, all of it. Now those feelings don't have anywhere to hide. They're out in the open. And that's progress. 6 months sober is when the real work begins. This is when that pink cloud that you've heard about, that's when it fades. Reality sets in. Consequences from your past, they're still showing up. And the people around you aren't clapping as loud as they did at first. You begin to realize that your sobriety doesn't equal serenity, at least not automatically. But hear me out. That hollow feeling, that emotional flatness, that low-key restlessness, it might not mean you're broken. It might mean you're healing. Psalm 34:18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." If you're feeling crushed in spirit, God is closer than you think. Now, let me ask you a hard question. What have you actually done with your sobriety? Are you just not drinking or using? Or are you recovering? You know, there's a big difference. The 12 steps aren't just about abstinence. They're about transformation. If you stopped at step 1 or 2, or a lot of folks stop at step 3, and haven't done the work of inventory or amends and spiritual growth, you might still be sitting in the same emotional house that you drank to escape. Recovery is uncomfortable because it requires honesty. It requires letting go of control. It requires opening wounds to let them heal properly. In the Bible, Galatians 5:1 says, "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by the yoke of slavery." Well, addiction was slavery. Recovery is freedom, but freedom takes work. Now, I've got 4 reasons that you might not feel happy at 6 months sober. Number 1, you're grieving. Not just the substance, but the life, the identity, and the lifestyle that came with it. Yeah, it's okay to mourn it, even if it hurts you in so many ways. Sobriety doesn't just mean quitting a substance. It means letting go of a lifestyle, a social circle, an identity, and even the illusion of control. You're grieving the loss of something that once felt like it gave you purpose, even though it was toxic. Grief is complex. It can show up as sadness, anger, numbness, or confusion, and it doesn't follow a straight timeline. Give yourself time to grieve. Number 2, you're still holding secrets. You know, nothing eats away at joy like secrets. If there's something that you haven't owned up to yet, it might be time. Secrets and shame go hand in hand. You may be sober, but if there's still lies in your life, things that you haven't confessed, amends you haven't made, truths that you haven't faced, well, those will weigh on your spirit heavily. Holding on to those shadows can block your joy. Freedom comes through honesty, even when it's uncomfortable. Number 3, you haven't built new purpose yet. Sobriety takes something away, but it also creates a void, and you have to fill that void with something better. Service, faith, creativity, relationships, growth, God. Addiction gave you a false sense of direction, and without it, there's a void. And many people stay stuck because they haven't replaced that with purpose. What gets you out of bed in the morning? What are you working toward? Do you have any goals? You're not just here to stay sober, you're here to live a life that matters. That might be through service, faith, creativity, or relationships. But if that new purpose hasn't taken root yet, you'll feel off balance. Number 4, you're expecting feelings to fix you. Happiness is a byproduct of living right, not a guaranteed result. Peace comes from purpose, not from comfort. And many of us expected sobriety to feel good all the time. I got news for you. Recovery isn't about chasing feelings, it's about building foundations. Peace and contentment grow over time, not overnight. The goal isn't constant happiness, it's maturity, resilience, and inner strength. When you shift from asking, why don't I feel happy, to what is God building in me, then your whole perspective changes. So if you're 6 months sober and feel numb, don't panic, don't quit, don't go back. Here's 4 deeper actions to shift your emotional and spiritual state. Get honest with someone, a sponsor, a therapist, a trusted friend. Get real about what you're feeling. You might be doing this recovery thing mostly on your own, but isolation, it's dangerous. Confession is powerful. Sit down with someone that you trust and share what you're really feeling. Let them into your struggle. Let them into your life. You don't have to fix it all by yourself. Stop pretending it's fine when it's not. Sometimes I should listen to my own advice. Recommit to the process. Work the steps again or more deeply. The steps don't end at 12. They cycle. The 12 steps are not a one-time checklist. They're a way of life. And if you've drifted from working the steps, get back into it, especially steps 4 through 7. You know, sometimes we stall out because we're avoiding the hard spiritual inventory work. But that's where the freedom lives. Serve others. Nothing shifts your mindset like helping someone else. Volunteer. Sponsor a newcomer. Talk with people still struggling. When you step outside your own pain to lift someone else, something sacred happens. You feel good. Pray for purpose, not just peace. Ask God what He wants to do through your sobriety, not just in it. It's okay to pray for peace, but ask God for something bigger too. Ask Him to show you why you're here, what He wants to build through your life, what story He's writing with your recovery. That shift from comfort seeking to purposeful living, that's where transformation begins. Why don't I feel happy at 6 months sober? Because happiness isn't the goal. Healing is. And healing takes time. When you quit drinking, you remove the symptom. When you started recovery, you began the surgery. And now, at 6 months, you're in the middle of the operation. You don't wake up from heart surgery and run a marathon. You heal slowly, steadily, with help. And that's why you might feel empty. Not because you're failing, but because you're finally feeling. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful place to begin. If you're watching this and you're 6 months in and feeling lost, I want you to hear me clearly. This is normal. It happens all the time. It happened to me. This is a part of the path, and you're not alone. You're not broken. You're not done. Keep going, one step at a time, one day at a time. And remember what Jesus said in John 16:33. In this world, you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. You will feel joy again. You will laugh again. You will trust again. Don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle happens. If any of this made sense to you, please like and subscribe and share this with someone who needs to hear it. God bless you. God bless our veterans. And remember, somebody out there loves you.